Ever wonder what benefits there are to hiring a military vet or a military spouse? This video will explore how hiring a military vet or spouse can have potential benefits. Welcome to 100 Days of Trailhead, where the tech community comes to learn Salesforce, learn tech, get inspired, and invest in ourselves. We are your trail guides, here to support you on your learning journey. We release videos weekly. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. In the description below, you can find links for everything we mention in this video, as well as books and resources we found useful. Visit our blog, 100daysoftrailhead.com, for other helpful Salesforce and tech content. Military veterans and military spouses have many skills that organizations don't often consider and can miss out on the benefits of hiring a military veteran or military spouse. Today we hear from Hector Perez, an Air Force veteran and founder of Merivis, a nonprofit veteran services organization with a focus on preparing military veterans and spouses for careers in technology. Currently, Hector works as the Senior Director of CRM Applications at Elastic and is a U.S. Air Force veteran who served during the Operation Desert Storm and originally hails from San Antonio, Texas. He has been recognized as a trailblazer in the Salesforce ecosystem and currently sits on the Salesforce Platform Customer Advisory Board and was awarded the Golden Hoodie in 2018. Hector lives in Seattle with his wife Kate and Golden Retriever Sunday.
Hello, my name is Hector Perez. I am a founding member of Merivis and also on the advisory board. I am so excited today to be here to share my top 5 in partnership with 100 Days of Trailhead. As you guys may know, Merivis is a nonprofit, volunteer-driven veteran service organization that focuses on preparing veterans and military spouses for a career in technology. And this is usually done through training, mentorship, job readiness. For more information, go to merivis.org. There's a lot of information about the programs, webinars, and services that the organization offers. I know that something like Merivis would have been very beneficial to me. I am an Air Force veteran and served as a combat medic a long time ago in the Air Force. But let's jump right into this. Let's jump into the top 5 reasons I think you should hire a veteran or military spouse for your Salesforce open position. Number 1, they are trained to be accountable. When you're in the military, a lot of the responsibilities and the jobs that you get assigned or are put into have a tremendous amount of accountability. You have to get the job done. You're trained in it, and you do it in a manner that is of the utmost highest quality. And so when you think about that, whether it's on the battlefield or whether it's loading a payload onto a plane, you got to do things right. And they are trained to do that. They have worked in those environments. And if you translate that into a Salesforce career and a Salesforce kind of role, there are a lot of things that come to a Salesforce admin or developer that you have to be able to be accountable for in regards to delivering quality code, quality configuration, and frankly, meeting the needs of the business. And so when we think about, veterans and even military spouses, they are absolutely trained to be accountable, and that's going to bring so much value to your organization. Number 2, they are team players. If you're in the military, you cannot accomplish your objectives and your goals without being a team player. It is part of the heart and soul of the military, I know from experience, but if you're going to take that hill, so to speak, you're not going to do it alone. And there's usually never any man left behind, or woman, obviously. And so team players translate so critically to big projects and programs your company is probably trying to deliver on Salesforce. So you have to have a developer or an admin or a BSA, and you obviously have to have communications with the business. And all of these players have a role that they play to deliver a high quality Salesforce feature functionality. And so if you think about what they've done in the military, that team playerness and being able to work cohesively just translates so nicely. And I've seen this I've seen this personally in my career. I am a senior director at Elastic, which has a pretty big Salesforce instance that I'm responsible for. And you have to be a team player. And I can tell you that it is a underappreciated skill set that a veteran will bring to your workforce. Number 3, bring character traits to the table. And specifically what I mean by that, you're going to have passion, you're going to have drive, you're going to have loyalty. These are things I cannot train for. As a manager, as a leader, I can train you on some technology, I can train you on Salesforce. I cannot train you on how to actually, be passionate about what you're doing and delivery and have some pride, but also just as importantly, having a sense of ownership. So all of these character skills that are so critical to the life and death of a mission within the military translate very, very nicely to the realities of a technical project or program, because these character traits carry the team. So even though you may be a cohesive team, if your character traits are off or you're not all in, and you don't have the drive and the ownership, if you will, comes out in different ways. So if we're thinking about military spouses here, the traits that they have, being able to have to sometimes, the very short notice, pull up their entire family, go to another country. And what this starts to form is traits of being ready, traits of knowing how to hustle, knowing how to get the job done. And then translating that to the real world in regards to the Salesforce, workload, it's just really invaluable. And it's something that I've seen time and time again working with veterans. So character is important when you're working at a company, and if you're a leader and you're hiring some Salesforce talent, you really want to institute and foster a culture that people want to be a part of. People want to be bought into, and they think they're being a part of something bigger. And a lot of that is derived by character of the individuals that you bring onto your team. So that's number 3. Number 4, not being afraid to take on hard work or high pressure projects. There are many, many, many examples of how this translate from the military to the technology world. And my personal experience, I was in the medical field. I had to deal with a lot of high pressure drama around, people being injured or sick, and you had to react in a certain way to make sure things went right. You were trying to help save your patients. With that being said, going into the technology world, into the Salesforce world, if a project has a lot of pressure or starts to turn red, is what we call it, like if there's some major issues, these veterans, they're not going to break. They're not going to freak out over, some time. They're going to calm down. They're going to calm the team down, and they're going to work through pragmatically some of the challenges that you may have on your projects. Another example I think we've heard a few times is, if you're, let's say, in the Navy and you're a refueler on a plane, there's a lot of pressure sometimes to turn that around and to load, the fuel or the weapons. And especially if you're in a war zone, there's very specific things you have to do. That is pressure. That is not like, those are critical things that need to be done or people will die. Translating that to a technology project, to Salesforce work, it's all relative, right? And so the pressure that they felt or feel in the military, it's not like they're not going to not take it serious, obviously in the real world, but it's all relative. And so they will be bringing a calmness, a pragmaticness, if you will, to your programs and your projects, just to make sure that, everybody's kind of level set in what's going on. So that's number 4. Very, very important to think about that one. Number 5, they solve problems and get results. There are many instances, whether you're in basic training, whether you are in some sort of like what we used to call tech school when I was in, or in your real job within the military once you finish your training, that there are unique situations that require these military members to solve problems that sometimes aren't even in a book or aren't, like, there's not a manual for. And they get creative, especially on the battlefield, because you have to adapt and you have to overcome and you have to complete your mission. They know how to do this. and they get results. They are result oriented. And so if you translate the result oriented piece of this, you have into the business world, you have goals, you have objectives and key results, also known as OKRs. These are very specific things that you want to hit with your team or your individual at an individual level. Veterans know how to do that. They know how to get results in an objective way, so that you can hit your mission and you can hit your, kind of your goal, if you will. With that being said, it's hard to train somebody to solve every problem. A lot of things that I look for when I'm trying to hire somebody from a Salesforce position, I don't think they need to solve every problem. What I want to know is what is their thought process to get to possibly thinking through solving a problem. So it's the triaging of things. It's the ability to critically think about something that's coming at you and how do you solve it. That's actually what I really want to know, because when we get into technology projects and things of that nature, a lot of things sometimes come at you and you have limited information, and then you need to go figure out how to fill in all the blanks and solve things. And so what I usually tell the people that work for me, whether they're military or not, is if you run into a roadblock or you have issues, you can come to me. But what I want to know is that you've done everything you know how to do. You've asked all the right questions. You've done all your research. You've tried a lot of different things before you come to me, because I can do all those things as well. Like, I need you to take it so far. And the reason why I'm saying this is because veterans, they operate this way. They try everything they can. They try every different avenue, and they get results. So that's number 5. And one thing I want to say, just from a professional perspective related to hiring a veteran or a military spouse, is across the industry, sometimes you see, hey, look, they have experience, but they don't have the technical experience or the Salesforce experience as you're trying to enter the workforce, or they're trying to enter the workforce. What I will say is there is a point in everyone's life, including you that are watching this video, that somewhere, sometime, someone gave you a chance. Take a few extra minutes of your day to look at a veteran resume. Take a few minutes of your time to critically think about what kind of a culture and mindset you want to bring to your team, because veterans, military spouses, these individuals are going to up the level of your workforce. With that being said, you have to give them a little bit of an opportunity to prove themselves, and it'll be so worth the dividends that are paid. I could speak firsthand to hiring I've done, and so I think it's just critically important to think about that. So we've talked about the top 5 reasons. So they're trained to be accountable, they're team players, they bring character to the table, they're not afraid to work under high pressure situations, and they solve problems and get results. With that being said, thank you for viewing my top 5 video. Be sure to check out other videos on the 100 Days of Trailhead with other Merivis grads looking to how their Salesforce career paths are progressing. And again, thank you, 100 Days of Trailhead, for having me. It's been a real honor, and hopefully I get to see you guys again sometime. Bye.
And with that, we're at the end. Have you hired a veteran or military spouse in the past? What benefits did this hire provide your organization? Comment below. We would also love to hear what video topics you want us to cover in future videos in the comments. If you've made it to this point, we want to take an opportunity to say thank you. Since you stayed with us, here's a bonus. Everyone has gotten to a point in their careers because someone gave them a chance. I ask you to take an extra few minutes when you get a veteran resume and pay it forward. Thank you for spending time with us. Please like and subscribe to our channel because we share weekly content to support your tech and Salesforce learning journey. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a new video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and on 100daysoftrailhead.com, all of which are listed below. Thank you for learning with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.